Thank you for having me, and it's such an honor to be here. I am Klamigile Manana, a student at the University of Johannesburg. I am also part of the Sameki student chapter, where I am the head of events, and EXA, where I'm head of marketing. I think it's very important to have a Pan-African Parliament because such an institution allows us to be able to voice our opinions on very important issues and matters that are close to our hearts and affect us on a daily basis. As a student and a future leader for tomorrow, I think I would love to see a democracy that is fair and free for all, a country that is governed with free from corruption, that has equal opportunity for everyone, irrespective of their race, color, sex, or creed. I think the key human rights challenges faced by children, like students or young people today, is the lack of access to good quality education. For instance, I know in South Africa, basic right to education ends in grade 9, but I feel like education shouldn't be a limited right. It should be based on an individual's preference. I feel if someone wants to go further as high as PhD, they should have the rights and shouldn't be limited based on their economical circumstances and background. I think it can play its legislative role by being like a middleman between the leaders and the students. There's a lot of grievances that we have as students on a daily basis that are not often met or heard because the leaders tend to turn a deaf ear. But such an organization will allow students a platform to be able to raise their concerns, and with their power and manpower basically and skills, they will be able to direct us and guide us to the relevant people and also the people who are willing to lend an ear to help in such issues. I think the skills and the resources that we have in Africa, I feel we often called as the land of milk and honey and resources, but I think a lot of these resources don't really benefit us. A lot of times we are importing a lot of manufactured goods when we could be using it on our own when we look at other nations that are prospering on such. So I feel such an issue needs to be to the forefront. And also the skills that we have a lot of excellent doctors and engineers, yet we're still importing specialists from out there. Why aren't we using our skills and resources? And I think this is a very important issue that needs to be discussed. I think that process of allowing young people to have a platform in the Pan-African organization is to either have a subcommittee where we are basically students and we meet up with the committee where we bring all the issues that we have, because I know you guys, there's meetings that happen twice a year. So before the actual sitting of those meetings, we as the subcommittees could come with all the issues that we have as students and raise them before the actual committee happens and in the agenda.
So I am a PhD candidate at the University of Pretoria, where I study political sciences. But apart from that, I also volunteer as a stakeholder and engagement associate at a women-led nonprofit organization called the Amazon Leadership Initiative. So the importance of a Pan-African Parliament really goes back to the matter of representation, and I believe that it is really important to have various voices, African voices, come together as one in order to deliberate, investigate, and recommend solutions to African problems. And in order to achieve that, we need the Pan-African Parliament. Personally, from a youthful point of view, the kind of democracy that I aspire for is a democracy that is government responsive. So where governments are held responsible or accountable to the promises that they make to the people, and do not only seek to deliver those promises close to election, but deliver those promises on a daily basis. The kind of good governance that we aspire for as the youth, and personally for myself, is a governance that is transparent and respects the rule of law, and of course the type of representativeness that I aspire to as a young person is a representativeness that is gender sensitive and is also inclusive of all people from all spheres of society and not just a selected few from the elite. So with regards to the human rights challenges that young people face in Africa today, the list will go on and on, but perhaps I could divide it into three different spectrums. You've got political insecurity, where not a lot of young people are representing the youth in Africa in political institutions. So underrepresentation can be a very problematic issue because if they are speaking on our behalf without us being at the table, then what kind of decisions are they really making? Apart from political insecurity, we also have social insecurity where basic needs are not really met, especially at community levels. And apart from that, we've got issues like gender-based violence that is really slowing down the development of women who are skilled and really want to thrive within their continent but cannot due to the insecurity issue. And finally, we've got the economic issues such as the skills gap between finishing school and looking for a job. And because of the lack of quality education, that simultaneously now affects our access to quality job opportunities. In my view, the role of the Continental Parliament would be to now monitor member states after they have made or implemented these policies and these programs that they have announced to the African people, because there is no way of actually tracking the record of these programs if there is no evaluation mechanism.
My name is Nisi Benabra, student of Business Administration in International University Clairefontaine at Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. I really enjoy the PAP, Parliament, because I have the opportunity to ask some questions to the parliamentarian, and I feel very glad to participate at this. I'm really glad to participate at the PAP committee sitting, and I mostly preferred the session about gender equality and youth because I had the opportunity to ask some questions and to have my answer about that. So I think that what I have to do is just sensitize youth people, inform them about what they have to do in our society, the role that they have to play in our society to just contribute to the development of our African countries.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Kwame Ariel, étudiante en sciences politiques à l'Université internationale Clairefontaine. Le pape nous a montré un peu à quoi nous devons nous attendre face au monde de la politique. Et on a appris que vraiment les parlementaires s'intéressaient vraiment à la cause de tous les Africains, que ce soit les jeunes, les femmes ou encore les handicapés.
Salut, je suis Kamagate Massani Barakis Myriam. J'ai 18 ans, je viens de Côte d'Ivoire et je prépare un bachelor en sciences politiques à l'Université internationale Clairefontaine. Tout ce que nous faisons en classe avec M. Céa, mon professeur de sciences politiques, précisément approche des relations internationales, est discuté ici par les parlementaires. Ça a été vraiment surprenant de découvrir que ce sont les résolutions de l'Afrique qui gouvernent, qui sont prises ici. Nous avons participé à plusieurs comités. Nous avons également participé à une session parlementaire où nous avons pu parler et découvrir comment ça se passait. Nous avons participé à des comités sur le genre, des comités sur la santé, des questions qui sont vraiment importantes sur notre continent.